Good morning and happy Merchant Service Monday from the Southern Santa Piper. Hi, I'm your host Kenny, and it is Merchant Service Monday, and I am smoking one of my favorite pipes. It is the Merchant Service Standard Canadian. And why am I so excited about this pipe? Well, for those who know me and who have seen my posts and my photos in the various Facebook pipe groups I belong to, you probably all know by now of my passion and love for Merchant Service pipes. And part of that passion and love for these pipes is their affordability and how well they smoke. I am smoking some Country Squire shepherd's pie in that this morning. A very nice full English blend. A lovely blend, probably number 2 of my English bulk blends. It's right up there, right under Northwoods for me. Some people think it tastes like Frogmorton. I don't taste that at all. I've got Frogmorton, not close. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful tobacco. It's an affordable tobacco, unlike Frogmorton, because A, it's still available, and just a wonderful flavor. If you all haven't purchased tobacco from the Country Squire, I highly recommend it. I'm always a big believer in supporting, the smaller brick and mortar shops. Them and Boswell are two that are exceptional that I smoke on a regular basis. But back to Merchant Service. Merchant Service, for those who aren't familiar with them, Merchant Service was the brand of pipes that is most closely associated with Bing Crosby. We typically see Bing smoking his Bing style, which is a billiard shape with a very thin pencil shank into an elongated stem. He really preferred this because he was an avid golfer. Loved playing golf. In fact, unfortunately, he passed away having a heart attack playing golf. But Merchant Service, when they came back into business several years ago, their owners, besides making the traditional Bing shapes, decided to set their foot, I guess, upon the path of making very traditional English-shaped pipes, very much in that vein of pipes from that particular era, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, kind of that peak time of in our world, really, of pipe smoking. Well, I think they've done a beautiful job. This pipe cost me $85 brand new, shipped to my house. They're in New York, I'm in Florida. 85 bucks. I have purchased pipes on eBay for more money than that, a lot more, that aren't nearly as nice as this pipe. In my humble opinion, best pipe for the dollar value out on the market. I own Salvinelli's, I own Dunhill's, Sheraton pipes, not Sheridan. The English would cringe if you said Sheridan. Don't ever call it a Sheridan or a Sheraton. No, don't do that. I have inexpensive pipes, like the one I showed you yesterday. This his pipe. I have pipes in every kind of price point you can imagine. I don't ever let price determine how good of a pipe it is. I'm blind to price when it comes to pipes. There's a few things I look for. Lightweight, huge for me. I am a denture wearer. I've mentioned this in my first video. And the reason I mention that, because I need a lightweight pipe if I'm going to clinch it. Most of the pipes that I smoke, I have to use a softie. I don't have to on this one to clinch it. All day long. Sorry, I gotta relight. using my merchant service tamper today. Love the patina that's developed on that. But they use a lightweight briar. It's an old briar, so it's dry. From what I've been told, it's at least 20 years old. So it's been dried and cured very well. This pipe, I would have to put it back on the scale, but if my memory serves me, this particular pipe was 36 grams. I believe they have them set up on their website showing 38 grams. It's actually way less, and I know my scale is totally accurate, and I zero it out all the time. We do a lot of shipping out of the house, so we need an accurate scale, and mine's very accurate. This particular pipe probably is in my top 3 pipes. It's hard for me to say exactly what those top 3 are. They're all merchant service, I'll be honest with you. And some people think that I'm a page frill or troll for merchant service. I can assure you those things are not true. I'm just a huge fan. As I've told Greg, the owner, I've sent him messages, I am your self-appointed apostle. I am the apostle of merchant service. Why? Why do I sing their praises so much? Well, let's be honest here, guys. Not everybody is made of money, huge amounts of money. And though I love the Bill Taylor Ashton era pipes, though I love many of the Dunhills and many of the really high-end pipes, they are way out of my price range. I don't know if I'll ever own a Bill Taylor era Ashton, but I admire them. I've got a good buddy of mine, Cannibal is his nickname, real name is Tom. And Cannibal has a beautiful collection of pipes with lots of Ashtons. And some of his tan shell pipes, I don't think they call them tan shell and Ashton, but his tan pipes in his blast are just amazing. And it's what kind of gave me actually the love for that particular finish. This one is finished in their dark blast finish. And the types of grain you see on here is just amazing. I mean, these deep blast, craggy finishes is what you would expect on a new vintage pipe. If you could find a very, very good shape vintage pipe, you would expect it to look like this. This looks like a pipe from the 30s or 40s. So it looks vintage correct. It's got that look of vintage pipes, or dare I say Taylor era pipes, with the type of blast it has. It's lightweight briar. It's constructed well. And they're not very expensive. So you can see, for me, why it becomes my favorite pipe. Some people associate price and they automatically say, oh my God, the more expensive it is, the better it is. I can tell you that from being a guitar player, that's not true. I've had guitars up to like $7,000 guitars, and I can tell you that they don't play any better than a properly set up, inexpensive, let's call it $600 or $700 guitar. If I've had a proper setup, have had the frets work done and filed properly, strung the way that I like, maybe upgrade the electronics, and I've got maybe, like I said, a few $100s into a guitar, I can get it to sound just as good as any of my more expensive guitars. Sometimes with pipes, that's not true. But this is one that is, and this is why I'm such a fan of these. I've got Savinellis that I've spent a lot more money that aren't as good as this. Now, the downside, and I don't see it as a downside, some people complain because it's not an artesian handmade pipe. It's a production pipe. But let's be honest here, guys. I mean, what are they doing in production? There is no such thing as a pipe that is being totally made by machine. You know, man will always have to touch a pipe to finish it. The stems, the finishing, even I believe the draft hole in these are hand drilled, not machine drilled. I may be wrong, and if I am corrected on that, I will come back and post that in the comments. But what I can tell you is that this pipe just is everything I could want in a pipe and more. I'm not a newbie pipe smoker, guys. I'm 58. I got my first pipe when I was 18 years old. I used to work in the mall when I was in high school, and I worked between two tobacco shops. I worked at the time, it was the busiest shopping mall in the world, Woodfield Shopping Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois. And there were two wonderful, wonderful tobacco shops in that mall in the 70s and 80s. One was called Sir Timothy of Woodfield. And the other was Tinderbox, which was a national chain. Now they're a handful around. But both had great selections of pipes. Both had great selections of tobacco. Being the world's busiest shopping mall at the time, those were two wonderful stores. So it's not like some malls where they may have had like a small tinderbox. Ours was huge. And Sir Timothy was the same way. So every day during my breaks, I would go hang out there. And when I got old enough to buy a pipe, I bought a pipe. My first pipe I ever bought was a Peterson. Then I bought a gourd pipe. Then I bought another Peterson. And for years, I was happy with 3 or 4 pipes. That's all I really thought I needed. Then when I got married to my second wife, I inherited her grandfather's pipe collection, which more than doubled the amount of pipes I had. And that got me curious into wanting more pipes. I started restoring his pipes. Many were in horrible shape. Many of them looked like they had never been reamed out. I mean, one of them had actually cracked the bowl. It was so bad. And I started buying lots of other new pipes and estate pipes because I like tinkering. And then when I found these, I was just totally amazed at the value. And I know I've mentioned this several times, but the value is just exceptional on these. I would highly recommend to all smokers to try one. Now, that being said, they are not easy to find. Right now, there's 2 ways you can get a merchant service pipe. Either directly on their website, or when they have them in stock at Blue Room Briars. Now, right now, Blue Room Briars has their 1935 merchant service pipe, which is their bed shape that is based upon the old Dunhill LC Swan neck, and I will be showing that off in a future episode. Those who are friends with me on Facebook or in any of the Facebook groups I'm in will have seen a few pictures. I now have 2 of those, one in their sandblast finish and one in, they call it British tan, in their smooth finish. It's actually my only smooth finish pipe by Merchant Service. The rest of mine are all in their sandblast finish just because I love the look. I love the look, love everything about the briar, love the way that it feels in my hands. And I'm spending more time talking than I am smoking, so I'm having to relight quite a bit. Not from the tobacco. The tobacco I dry pretty well. Again, this shepherd's pie is heavenly. Apologize for the road noise we get right now. You're probably just hearing a few crows, maybe my chickens. I live out in the country. I've mentioned this in my first video, but off of a major road, so we get some trucks going by here and there. But I love living out here. Love living in Florida, where even on a cooler day, this is about all I gotta wear. Well, many of my friends right now are shoveling out snow. I talked to a buddy yesterday up in Boston, and he had 18 to 24 inches. He wasn't quite sure. And he'd been out all day with the snow blowers, so not fun at all. Well, that's it for today. And again, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Again, my goals are just to make videos talking about the pipes that I own and the tobacco I like to smoke and sharing other pieces of information with you. And I hope you enjoy the content. I am open to any suggestions or any input. I deeply appreciate that. You all have a wonderful Monday and a very blessed day. And take care from the Southern Santa Piper.